Now, some might say, but this is just talk, that we're really, it's all just intellectual fun and games. Actually not. Some of these issues are already beginning to be applied. Example, the Terry Schiavo case. If you took away a feeding tube from a dog, you'd go to jail. You took it away from her, it's called medical ethics, because supposedly she didn't want the treatment of food and water. In the Netherlands, where euthanasia has been permitted since 1973, doctors now kill babies born with birth defects. According to The Lancet, in 1997, I thought I brought it with me, but I don't think I did. In 1997, The Lancet did a study, and they did a follow-up study as well, and approximately 8% of all babies who die in the Netherlands are killed by doctors. That's not 8% of all infants, but 8% of all infants who die are killed by doctors. And that amounts to about 80 to 90 a year in the Netherlands. The issue of infanticide in the Netherlands became quite well known with the publishing of what's called the Groningen Protocol, where some doctors admitted that they had killed about 15 infants at a university medical center in Groningen, Netherlands, and they came up with 3 criteria of killable babies. And the reaction of the Dutch government wasn't to take these doctors' licenses away as they should have been. It wasn't to bring them up on charges of murder. It is to begin to push legalization of infanticide in the Netherlands, even though the euthanasia law supposedly requires repeated requested consent, nothing else to be done to alleviate suffering, and babies, of course, cannot consent to their own murder. And they'll say, well, the parents can consent. Well, no, parents can't consent to a child's murder either. And I would point out that in World War II, German doctors were hanged at Nuremberg because they killed disabled babies. And by the way, they didn't kill them because they were Nazis. They killed them because they believed in eugenics. And they led the charge, and in fact, it was considered a healing treatment. It was considered a beneficence. And the first child who was killed was a child named Baby Nauer, who was killed at the request of the father to Hitler, who sent his personal physician to tell the doctors that if the facts the father presented were true about the baby's disabilities, they could kill the infant without any consequence, which is what happened. And Dr. Brandt, who was this doctor who ended up leading the euthanasia policy, was hanged at Nuremberg. But I guess we should pay those doctors an apology, because now not only are the Dutch moving towards legalization of this, but in the New York Times there's been pro-infanticide articles published. In the Los Angeles Times, pro-infanticide articles published. In the New England Journal of Medicine, the doctors who do the Groningen Protocol were given a respectful place to describe their protocol and how they kill babies in the New England Journal of Medicine. And this just came out in January, February, Hastings Center report, the most prestigious bioethics journal in the world, 2 bioethicists praising the Groningen Protocol. And here's a quote that I love. Critics charge that the protocol does not successfully identify which babies will die, because some of the babies killed are born with terminal conditions. But it is precisely those babies who would continue to live, but whose lives would be wretched in the extreme, who stand in most need of the interventions for which the protocol offers guidance. Hastings Center report. Okay to kill babies, at least in the Netherlands, because it's acceptable in the Netherlands. Either it's right or it's wrong. What is it your mother said? Either it's right or it's wrong.
No in between.
No in between. Some things are not gray. Killing babies is not gray. It's wrong or it's right. If we believe in universal human equality, it's wrong. If we believe that human life is exceptional, it's wrong. If we believe in a quality of life ethic that says the quality of a life is based on the capacities of somebody, it might be right. This is what the fight is all about. And by the way, the fight is on. It is not decided yet. I don't know which way it's going to go. Some days I'm awake at 3 a.m. and I think it's going to go the wrong way. Other times I get excited and think, well, maybe we have a shot. But if we all don't get engaged and fight this, it will win.